is Keely and I'm the owner and creator here at Soy and Shea, and thank you so much for joining me for another soap making video. Now with today's soap I did have it all drawn out and planned as to what I was going to do, and then when I got actually into starting to make it I completely changed my mind, and then changed my mind several times while actually trying to make the soap as well. But the end result is really pretty. So come and see how I do white pepper and orange blossom soap. Okay, so I have my oils in my bucket here, and you'll find my recipe down in the description box below. And in my jug here I have my distilled water of my sodium hydroxide, and I also use tussar silk just to add a really nice slip to the soap. And I'm just going to combine these two. I'm going to mix up to emulsion, and then we're going to separate it out for just a couple of colours. Okay, so the first thing I am going to pour off is just a little bit of green, which we're going to do some piping with at the end, and that is a Caribbean green. In this jug here I have some orange pop mica, and we're going to pour about yay much. And then in this one I have some tangerine dream, and I'm going to pour that to about the same amount in there. And then into my big bucket here, I am going to go with some titanium dioxide. I'll just give that a quick spray all over my bench. Let me get that cleaned up. Alright, cleaning up titanium dioxide is one of the worst things. It just gets everywhere. My lid mustn't be on this properly. I'm going to say that's a problem, so I'm going to go put that in the sink so we don't get any more mess here than what I already have. Time to add in our fragrance, and fingers crossed this plays nicely. This is from Aussie Candle Surprise, and I don't often buy their fragrances, but I needed to order from them and this sounded beautiful. It's called White Pepper and Orange Blossom, and it's a woody and earthy fragrance, and it has got notes of orange florals, orange peel, bergamot, white pepper, cashmere, sandalwood, cedarwood and patchouli, and it really is quite a nice fragrance. It's it does definitely have all those really woody sort of notes, but it's not too masculine. It's quite a nice feminine woody aroma, but the men would also quite like this one too. But I am going to aim this one more at the ladies, especially those that prefer those woodier sort of smells. So I'm going to get this all mixed in. It appears to be playing quite nicely. Now I did have a plan drawn out for this soap originally, and it was to use 3 different shades of orange and just to do lots and lots of drop swirls into my mold. However, I have been watching a few videos because I've had a chance to do some YouTube catch up, and I decided I wanted to have a go at something else. It's not quite a technique that's out there, but I want to combine 2 different techniques together, and hopefully this will work. So let me get this mixed in, and then I'll explain a little bit more what I want to try and do in just a moment. Alright, so what I've been seeing a lot of on the moment, there's been a new soap challenge out there, a clamshell pour I think they call it. So basically what they're doing is they're taking 2 colours, pouring it in one top, and then kind of shimmying it into the mould, and it creates these beautiful little clam looking scallop swirls in there. What I want to try and do is have a go at doing that. So I'm pouring in my 2 different oranges into one jug, one on either side, and then what I actually want to do is pour a base of white into my mold, and then do a very similar technique, pouring these 2 or this new jug in it, and we'll see what sort of swirl or effect that we get out of it. So let me get these scraped out because I really don't want any of this extra colour left at the end. I want the top of my soap to be as white as I can get it, so our little embeds will really pop off the top. Alright, so let's get our mould in. So far this fragrance is playing beautifully, so this is a really good one for testing I'm going to pour most of that in. As I said, I want to keep a white top on this soap, so I'm going to leave some of that behind. And then what I'm going to do with this one, I am going to come in probably at this end because the mold's a little bit more tight at this end. I'm going to come in on one side, and as I'm going to pour, I'm going to shake the jug just to try and get a bit of a wispy look. And we'll see how this goes, see whether or not it actually pushes along the soap, and we'll see what we end up with. I'm going to come into the center. This may not work, it may do, it may be a whole new technique they can have a go at as well. We will see. I really do love some of the designs I've been seeing. If you look up clamshell pour or the soap challenge group, they are likely to come up there for you. What I am going to do is actually turn this around so we end up with colour at either end. I may end up with nothing in the middle here, so this technique probably isn't going to really work. Idea was there, so what we might do is just pour a bit of colour in there. I think what I'd have to do next time is actually pour off more of my orange colour, and then do a lot more of the pour. I think this is going to look pretty anyway. What we might do, we really are winging it now. I'm going to have very orange bars down this end, and then we're going to have some very interesting white orange ones up here. What we might do, I'm telling you, I'm really winging this. What we might do is scrape out this jug, and then we'll have a think. I'm going to put a chopstick through it. Let's just put all the soaping techniques into one bar of soap. Right, let's give that a swirl, because I really don't think what I was trying to have a go at is going to work. But that might give us a really nice swirl on the inside. I am going to try it again, but next time I think I probably only need to save about half of that amount of white, and then I can have more colour to put in throughout the soap. So never mind, these things are always worth trying. You never know unless you give things a go. I'm going to get my mould stuck back in here. Alright, and now I'm just going to very gently pour this white across the top. This is so fluid. Any Aussies that want to have a go at this fragrance, this one is going to be perfect for doing some swirls and intricate work on it. Definitely not got the white top I want, but my flowers should still actually pop off here anyway. It is such a lovely fragrance to work with. I'm hoping that this one holds nicely as well. Alright, so I'm going to have to leave this sit here for about 10 to 15 minutes. It is so fluid, and if I try putting my embeds on now, they're just going to sink. So while I'm waiting, I will go and pop this into a piping bag, and then we'll be back in just a moment to do the top. Alright, so we are ready to start putting our embeds on, and these are our little embeds, and we made these in the behind the scenes video, and I showed you how to pipe these little 5-petal flowers using one piping tip, but using it 2 different ways to get 2 different styles of flowers. So I'll leave a link up in the corner so you can check out how these were made. Let me get this so that you can get a better look there. And what I'm going to do is just zoom in a little. So all I'm actually going to do with these flowers is just completely cover the top with them, as many as I can possibly pop on here. So I did myself some full flowers, and then I also did some little half flowers as well, so we can actually put some of the little halves coming in from off the edge of the soap like so. And I will be spacing them out so we get both of the different styles of flowers on the top of these bars. Some of the soaps will, or some of the flowers will end up getting cut when we go to actually cut the bars, but you'll still get the idea of the flowers. I'm going to make sure that each of them have at least one full flower on them. So I've got all my lines marked here on the bar here. So I know I've asked this before, but What is everyone up to? So I've been having my home studio open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. to pick up. I had to change my times today, so I opened up a little bit later. When I was setting all my oils for the soaps, I realized that I was definitely not going to have enough if we were actually going to get closed down here. So far we haven't actually been on a complete shutdown, but there are some pretty strict conditions about where you can go, what you can go out for, and things like that, which is definitely very much so needed. So I thought while I actually was still able to, I was actually going to pop out and go and pick up my soaping oils. I'm quite lucky. There is a place, it's about 25 to 30 minutes away from us on a really good run. Well, it was a good run today. It can take up to 40 minutes depending upon how many lights you catch, but it really isn't too far away from us. And they sell oils to like all the restaurants. Their oils go to some of the major food places that make things like bread and other bakery goods. And you are actually able to purchase oils and things from them for soap making. And because they are so close to me, I often just go and pick them up to save myself on the postage, which makes things a little bit easier on that. So I messaged them and said, are we still allowed to do pickup? Because most of my suppliers are now no longer allowing pickup, which I completely understand. But she wrote back and said yes, that they've changed some of their procedures when it comes to picking up, which was really good and very easy to follow. But they said because they are actually classified as essential, because their oils are being sold to make products, they were going to be able to keep trading for now, and they could still allow the pickups as long as they were following rules about social distancing and all that sort of thing. So I went and did a quick supply run this morning, and I have bought myself enough of my soaping oils to keep me going for quite a number of weeks here. So other than that, things really haven't changed much. I am still just working from home. Hubby is about to have a week off of work. Part of their sort of thing for helping costs, he's going to have a week off unpaid, and we're going to do some things around the house together, so get the place cleaned up. You don't want to use that flower because it's had a silver ball on it, and it just goes against the rest of the flowers I have here. So let's pop them on. So yeah, he's going to have a week off. We're going to potter about the house, do the painting, clean it up, and basically it's autumn here in Australia, but we're going to do a spring clean and get the place looking all nice and clean again. Oops. So I am almost there with my flowers. I think we have room for just a couple more of the smaller ones. We'll squish you in there, and then we've got that one in there. Alright, so I'm really happy with all those flowers. What I've now got here is a Wilton 67 leaf tip. So it's got kind of it looks almost like a W when you look at the tip there, and it creates really pretty little leaves. So what I'm going to do now is just fill in the rest of this space with some little leaves. And although this colour looks a bit grey right now, it's one of those colours that will really pop overnight and come back to a nice bright green. So let's get all of these piped on here. So here is white pepper and orange blossom. I am loving the top of that, and all of that sparkle really does pick those leaves up. I'm going to leave it sit here overnight, and then we'll come back and see what design we've got on the inside and see what all those combinations of swirls have got us. Okay, white pepper and orange blossom is now ready to cut open, and look how bright and colourful that top has become. The fragrance in this one has mellowed out quite a bit, and I do get a lot of that sort of white pepper smell coming through it now as well. I'm going to cut this one on its side because of those little sugar pearls. I'm expecting some of them to fall off if they go through where the wires are on the cutter. So this way I won't end up with any drag marks through the soap. I've got it lined up to the end of my cutter, but I don't need to worry about it being lined up anywhere else because some flowers will unfortunately get cut. Let's have a look and see what my indecisive swirling techniques came out looking like. Now I've got it so that the end where I attempted to do that clamshell swirl in is at that end, so we'll get to have a look at that, as well as some of those middle bars where I had less. Okay, so let's start with these two on the end because these are the this end is where we had just a lot less colour, and let's see what we actually got. And that is the inside. I absolutely love how that has swirled together. Putting those two colours in the one pot has created like a marble effect through here. I'm really, really pleased with that, and pleased that it kind of didn't work initially and we changed our mind. And putting that chopstick through there as well has really given it those wispy looking colours, and I absolutely love the top. This is actually quite a nice, bright, clean, cheery looking soap. What we will do is have a look at a couple from this end, which is where we poured a lot of that colour in, and we'll see what we got. So that is the two end pieces. So that is very, very heavy with the orange. So I'm kind of glad it didn't work because I would have had a very orange looking soap from those two pieces. Not terrible, but it's not the look that I was hoping to achieve. But if we look at this one down, which is a little bit further down, we can start to see a few more of those swirls coming in. So maybe I'll try doing that clamshell into a main colour again on another soap and see what we actually end up with. But I'm really, really pleased with how these bars towards the middle of the soap have turned out. So, oh, we've got lots of wind going at the moment, so I've got lots of sticks and things falling on top of the shed. Oh, I'm loving that swirl in there. It's just, to me, it just looks like marble. Really, really pleased with it in there. And all of those little sugar pearls, they have ended up sticking on the top of the soap. So I hope you have enjoyed watching how I made my white pepper and orange blossom soap. If you did, why not leave me a thumbs up and any comments down below. If you've got any questions, I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. And until the next video, I hope you have a great one, and I'll see you then. Bye!